channel. So today we're going to be talking about the Chloe Ting Abs Challenge. So I basically tried the challenge for 14 days and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not like these other YouTubers that, did it and they seen so much results like, oh, I got these abs and my stomach is super flat. I tried it and I was just like, where can I get abs? And so I was just really wondering, like, what is going on? Is there something I'm doing wrong? I finished the challenge and this is how I looked over here, and I just felt like, no, like my stomach still isn't very flat. I still have like those side or like those back rolls, and I didn't really see any results. Now, many people say in the challenge that, they change up their diet, and honestly, my diet is relatively clean. As you guys know, I am a personal trainer, so I don't sit up here and eat McDonald's and other bad things. So, I was really just thinking like, okay, if my diet's clean and I did this app challenge, then what could it be? The problem is, if you're not seeing results, you are bloated. So that's what this video is about. If you are not seeing results doing any ab challenge or, continuously doing any ab workouts, it's probably because you are bloated. So I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to reduce bloatedness. But before we get to this video, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe. Let's go. So recently, Chloe actually put an Instagram post just being very honest about her bloatedness, and she talked about how she was suffering from SIBO, which is basically small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. It basically means that your bacteria, your good bacteria, is growing in your small intestines instead of your large intestines where it's supposed to be. So basically, what causes SIBO is a number of things, maybe just poor diet, things like that. But when you have SIBO, you can experience bloatedness. Now, there's many other factors that causes bloatedness, but one thing that can definitely help your bloatedness is kombucha. I've talked about this on my channel plenty of times. Kombucha is basically filled with probiotics. I'm talking about millions and billions of probiotics that are super natural and super healthy for your gut. If your gut is not intact, you're gonna see constipation, bloatedness, fatigue, all that, nonsense. So make sure that you're drinking some kombucha every day. The second way to reduce bloatedness is taking apple cider vinegar and water. So what you want to do is take, an 8-ounce glasses of water, and you want to put 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, stir it up, and drink it the first thing in the morning. That is really going to help get your digestive system going. So what apple cider vinegar does is it acts like hydrochloric acid, and hydrochloric acid is basically your stomach acid, which basically breaks down food. So you definitely want to take apple cider vinegar. So you could do it actually before you eat a meal or after, either one works, but you want to do that to help properly break down your food so it doesn't cause any unnecessary bloatedness. Another thing that you can try that's very similar to the apple cider vinegar and water is lemon and water. So basically you just squeeze some lemon in, again, the 8 ounces of water, or you can slice it up and then you just drink it first thing in the morning. And again, this is acid that's going to help break down food properly. Now, speaking of water, water is so essential if you want to reduce bloatedness. Studies have shown that if you're not drinking enough water, your body is actually going to hold on to the little water that it does have, and it's going to make you even more bloated. So you want to do basically about 1 bottle or 1.5 bottles of water every single morning. The first thing you do when you wake up is to drink water. You just want to basically activate your system so you can flush out any toxins, any waste that needs to be flushed out. So definitely make sure that you drink water every single morning and also throughout the day. The fourth step I have for you guys too is to make sure that you chew your food. it is so important to chew your food because you have to break down your food properly. I know that, you know, we have jobs that entail us to run up and down, like we only have 30 minutes of a break, so we're just trying to like rush our food, and that is really, really not good for your digestive system. You can actually have constipation if you are not chewing your food well. So when you take a bite, make sure you take good maybe 30 seconds, or maybe that might be too long, but several seconds to just properly chew your food down so it's in really little pieces. Swallow, of course, and then let the rest of your digestion take its course. Some people I see eat, they just eat and they don't even like chew, they just immediately swallow. So that is not good. Your digestive system is gonna be like, okay, you know, this is too much to handle, and it's just gonna go to your large intestines and cause inflammation. So you definitely want to make sure that you're properly chewing your food down so it can break down your food very, very well in your small intestines and just immediately come out in your large. So now the fifth tip I have for you guys is to make sure that you avoid foods that constipate you. So many Americans deal with constipation all the time. It's actually very, very common because our diet is just filled with a lot of genetically modified food. So you definitely want to make sure that you're eating organic food, but not only that, you're gonna want to make sure that you stay away from food that you know causes inflammation or just irritates your stomach. So for example, a lot of people say that they're lactose intolerant. So if you know that, you know, you cannot handle, you know, cheese and milk, dairy, other things like that, make sure you're not over here eating pizza and feeling like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. No, you're definitely going to suffer later. So make sure that you stay away from any foods that cause constipation. And if you feel like, okay, well, I love to eat cereal, I love to eat, you know, drink milk, things like that, you can always switch to almond milk, oat milk. There's so many different alternatives. Even like, for example, there's so many pizzas that doesn't have real cheese. They have vegan cheese. So definitely switch to those alternatives so you won't have any constipation or just inflammatory bowel issues. So the sixth tip I have for you is to make sure that you cook your veggies. Have you ever eaten like a big bowl of salad and then you wonder why you're feeling so bloated, or maybe like you had constipation later or anything like that? That's probably because you are eating raw veggies. Now, things like carrots or other vegetables are probably okay to eat raw, but certain green vegetables like kale, spinach, other, you know, leafy green vegetables, they're actually very, very hard for your system to break down. So what you want to do is, if you do, of course, you should be, you know, eating your green vegetables every single day, you definitely want to cook it, saute it. And you don't have to cook it too long. I understand that, you know, if you cook it, you're depleting some of the nutrients. You could just literally cook it for a few minutes and you'll still retain some of those nutrients. So be sure to cook your vegetables if you feel like that's also causing you any inflammation. So the next tip I have for you guys is to make sure that you're eating fiber-rich foods. So fiber-rich foods help you feel satisfied for an extended amount of time. It also allows you to have a complete bowel movement. So fiber-rich foods can be like oatmeal, for example. Every single morning I eat oatmeal. I don't eat like cereal or anything like pancakes like that because number one, it contains a lot of sugar, which can also irritate your digestive system. But number two, it honestly doesn't make me feel full and satisfied throughout the day. So you definitely want to, you know, start your day with something like oatmeal or other fiber-rich foods to help you out. Now, you also want to make sure that you're eating pectin-rich foods. Pectin-rich foods can be like apples. Apples actually contains fiber and pectin. Pectin is actually a prebiotic, so it helps to feed your probiotics in your belly. So you definitely want to make sure that you're eating apples or other pectin-rich foods so you can have a good source of gut flora or probiotics in your belly to break down your food properly and to deflect from constipation. So last but not least, my last tip is for you to make sure that you are not eating late. So I understand, let's say if you're coming back from work or a party or whatever, and you're really, really hungry and you just really want to eat a meal, trust me, that's the worst idea because you're just going to wake up bloated and everything. Let me tell you guys, so when you're sleeping, your body, yes, it's working, it's digesting things, but it's so difficult for your body to digest a meal when you're sleeping. So if you are hungry at night, just make sure that you eat something very small, like a slice of bread or maybe a little piece of apple or some nuts, anything that's going to digest like instantly in like 30 minutes or less than that. So yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you don't eat late, because that is going to cause bloatedness. And also you want to make sure that you're not overeating, and that's all together, whether that's, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner, any time of the day. You don't want to just overeat and stuff yourself. So when you overeat, again, your body is not going to digest very properly. Remember, the key here is that you want your food to be digested very properly and completely. So you definitely want to make sure that you're not overeating or eating at any time of the night. So those things are going to definitely cause bloatedness. So if you have tried the Chloe Ting ab workout challenge and you're not seeing results, chances are you're probably bloated. So be sure to use these tips so you can have that flat, nice belly for summer 2020. But hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and also share this video for those that are also trying to get in on the challenge. And I'll see you in the next one.